A sanctuary opened, the ultimate olive branch. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the corridors of Windsor, King Charles III is reportedly preparing what experts call an enormous personal gesture, breaking away from the rigid protocol that has defined the royal rift for years. The king is quietly considering opening the gates of his most private sanctuary, Balmoral Castle. This is not a state visit. It is a father's plea. Balmoral was the late Queen Elizabeth II's favorite retreat and remains the king's most personal residence. By inviting the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to this guarded Scottish estate, Charles is signaling something far deeper than a mere meeting. He is signaling trust, forgiveness, and a desperate desire for healing. The father versus monarch dilemma. As the king approaches his late 72nd, sources close to the household suggest he is acutely aware that time is precious. He is reportedly acting not as a sovereign overseeing an institution, but as a father trying to gather his fractured family. However, this dramatic move has reportedly ignited a fierce internal debate. The Prince William opposition, the Prince of Wales, is said to be strongly opposed to the invitation. For William, the wounds are still too fresh, and the trust too broken. He reportedly views this gesture as too much, too soon, fearing it could destabilize the hard-won peace the working royals have maintained in Harry's absence. The question of precedent. If the Sussexes return to the inner sanctum of Balmoral, does it undermine the firm boundaries set after the Sandringham summit? The king appears ready to discount the opposition of other family members to achieve this bridge-building moment. Meghan's Sundance spark versus Balmoral's quiet tradition. The timing of this gesture is forensic. It comes just as Meghan Markle made a high-profile appearance at the Sundance Film Festival, utilizing her royal title to promote her latest production, Cookie Queens. The contrast is stark. The Sussex strategy, leveraging royal status for Hollywood commercial success and $800 million industries. The king's strategy, offering the quiet, unpublicized solitude of the Scottish Highlands to mend a broken heart. The invitation poses an unthinkable dilemma for Harry and Meghan. Accepting would mean stepping back into the royal fold if only for a weekend, and facing the very family members they have spent years critiquing. Declining such a personal, enormous gesture from an ailing father could be the final nail in the coffin of their public reputation in the UK. The final reckoning, duty or blood. This is the most significant development in the royal saga of 2026. King Charles is reportedly resolute. He is prepared to endure the frustration of Prince William and the scrutiny of the press to see his darling boy once more. The question remains, will the Sussexes trade the glitz of California for the grey stones of Balmoral, or has the chasm grown too wide for even the king's most personal sanctuary to bridge? The Great Divide, the Balmoral Sanctuary versus the Sundance brand. Which path will Harry take? As King Charles III extends an enormous olive branch, Prince Harry finds himself at a historic crossroads. The choice is no longer just about family. It is a choice between two entirely different identities. On one side, the quiet heritage of Balmoral. On the other, the global commercial power of Sundance. 1. The Balmoral path. The private restoration. Accepting the king's invitation to Balmoral represents a return to sanctuary. The emotional weight, Balmoral, is the inner sanctum. It is the place where the family mourned, where the late queen found peace, and where the monarch becomes a grandfather. The price of entry. If Harry accepts, he must agree to absolute discretion. There can be no Netflix cameras, no leaked conversations to Substack, and no PR spin. It would require Harry to revert to being a son rather than a content creator. The institutional benefit. This path, offers the only true way back to the king's heart. It bypasses the political friction with Prince William and establishes a direct, private line to the crown. 2. The Sundance Path, the public empire. Choosing to prioritize events like Sundance over Balmoral represents the commitment to Hollywood dominance. The commercial engine. As seen with the Cookie Queen's premiere, the Sussex brand now relies on high visibility, glamorous association. At Sundance, the royal title is a marketing asset used to drive an $800 million industry. The narrative control. In California, Harry and Meghan are the stars. They control the mic, the guest list, and the message. At Balmoral, they would be subjects of the king's hospitality and the palace's rules. The financial reality. Arkewell Productions needs wins. Being seen as global producers is vital for their survival in the American market. A Quiet Weekend in Scotland produces no revenue and offers no footage for future documentaries. The ultimate conclusion. The point of no return. Royal experts believe we are witnessing a pincer movement on Prince Harry's loyalty. King Charles has played his strongest card, lovesickness. By offering his most private residence, he is testing whether Harry's heart still belongs to his heritage, or if it has been fully colonized by the demands of the Sussex commercial machine. If Harry chooses the Sundance path over his father's enormous gesture, he effectively declares that the Duke of Sussex is now a corporate brand, not a royal title. The gates of Balmoral may be open now, but if Harry declines this peace offering, they may be locked not by the king, but by the weight of Harry's own choices.